With tomorrow marking the 1,000 days since the start of President Putin's brutal, illegal invasion of Ukraine, our commitment to stand with the Ukrainian people is absolute. We've stepped up with more military support, we've speeded up deliveries, and we're now spending more on military aid as a country than ever before. Well, Mr. Speaker, my honourable friend is absolutely right, and what she really says is that the Ukrainians have been fighting with huge courage, military and civilians alike, and the best way that we can help the Ukrainians defend their own civilians is to step up our support for Ukraine. That's why we've increased the military support and aid to its highest level ever. We've signed a new industrial treaty with Ukraine worth $3.5 billion to increase military hardware. We've hit the $1 billion milestone for the UK-led International Fund for Ukraine, and we'll stand with Ukraine for as long as it takes. This is a government delivering for defence and delivering for Ukraine.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I asked the Secretary of State last month whether there was an update on the usage of Storm Shadow missiles by Ukraine. Yesterday, as has been widely reported, President Biden lifted restrictions on the use of long-range US missiles. So I asked the Secretary of State, given the continuous bombing of Ukrainian communities by Russia, and given that we've got thousands of North Korean troops fighting against our ally in our continent, will Ukraine now be allowed to use those Storm Shadow missiles, obviously within the confines of international law, or are we expecting Ukraine to continue fighting and defending itself with one hand tied behind its back and to keep those Storm Shadows in safe storage?
Well, Mr. Speaker, I say again, I will not compromise operational security and comment on the details of long-range systems today. The Prime Minister has been clear, as I do to the House today, that we must double down on the support for Ukraine, give Ukraine the support it needs, and do so for as long as it takes. And in doing so, we will continue our close cooperation with the US and allies in providing that support to Ukraine.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And can I join with the Chair of the Select Committee in saying that we welcome very strongly the decision by the United States to permit Ukraine to use long-range missiles in Kursk. I know he doesn't want to go into operational detail, I understand that, but can I assure him of our support if he now follows through in relation to Storm Shadow, as we believe he should. But does he agree with me? There will be those who talk about escalation, but the only escalation that matters here is 10,000 North Korean troops on the ground supporting Russia in their illegal war.
Well, Mr. Speaker, first of all, the Shadow Secretary of State is right. The one person responsible for escalation in this conflict is President Putin. The one side that has been escalating in recent months is Russia. And in recognising that he's escalated his illegal war against Ukraine by intensifying the use of glide bombs, by destroying Ukraine's energy infrastructure, and also deploying thousands of UK troops into combat positions in Kursk. This is a very serious development that I'm discussing with the US Defence Secretary, and will be doing so this evening with the Ukrainian Defence Secretary too.